Hi and welcome to my channel. I'm Armin. This is an AIM Solo 2 and you're watching Moto. Today we're going to talk about how actually can you access the data from this awesome Laptimer and get on your smartphone. Now typically to access the data on the AIM Solo 2 you can of course look at the screen, but that's about it. You just get some very generic data like the lap time. To access all the awesome hidden data you need a laptop and Race Studio 3 nowadays. And there you can go in, overlay different laps and see where you're losing time, where you're gaining time. You also have access to maps. You can make that bigger. If you have full telemetry, you can access all sorts of awesome data. The problem is if you want to improve your lap times on the track, you need to carry a laptop with you. Now, I use motorcycling to get away from laptops because I use them every day in my job. So how cool would it be if there would be an iPhone app that you can simply download and then wirelessly transfer the data of an AIM Solo 2 and access it that way and get information on how you can improve your lap and go faster. And I did some research and there seems to be finally an app that fits the bill. So let's have a look at the app, see how it works and talk a little bit about the pros and cons. This is an iPhone and I'm using the app LapSnap. I'm going to walk you through the app, how you can use it, show you the entire workflow from getting data wirelessly out of the Solo 2 onto the phone, and then also analyzing it, using it for improving your lap times. And I'm going to show the highlights of the app, but also the downsides and give you hopefully a fair overview of what this app is for, and you can see if this would work for you. Anyway, without any further ado, let's get this connected and I'm going to show you how to import a session and see lap data. And if you also like the Solo 2 lap timers, give it a like. All right, once it's powered up, you want to exit the track search and then you go to menu and let's make sure that the Wi-Fi is turned on. You enter here, Wi-Fi mode is on, you can see your information, and then this app will use this. So when we go here, searching, what we have to do is connect quickly to the Wi-Fi, select the AIM Solo that is connected, switch back, and we're connected. Now you can see lap times. Everything that is on the AIM, right? If you have no lap time stored on there, you will not see anything. And we're just going to use, let's say here, one of the Laguna Seca lap times as an example. So it's through the Wi-Fi, importing it right now. So the nice thing is you could leave the lap timer on your bike or car for that sake, and you can export it without connecting anything, any cables are needed. Now this is not the fastest, you see for one session, it takes a little bit. Alright, you can select here how things were. Selecting my bike. But if you have multiple vehicles, you can select what you were driving and give also references. Now we have the new session imported. You can see the status right now is processing. What happens here is you have to have an internet connection to use this, which I know some racetracks won't have an internet connection, especially when you have a dirt bike racetrack. Quite simple, the app will not work without internet connection. What it does, as far as I know, what it does is it uploads the data to the cloud. There it is processing the GPS information and creating lap times out of that. And that job runs probably on AWS or something similar. And for that it needs an internet connection. And that brings me also to the second downside of this app. If you want to import more than one session, you need to pay $9 a month. So while $9 for a track day as an addition is not a big deal, it is still, right, for an app use a little bit high. And every time you want to import a new session, you need to pay the $9 for your month, unless you're already using it. So now this is still processing. We can look at another lap. And here it has a couple of nice data. How many laps did you do? Top speed, average lap time, best lap time. This was like a 158 around Thunderhill East. Ultimate lap time is essentially the hypothetical best, but it just uses your sector times and combines them together to see what would be your perfect lap. Then you can see the breakdown for every lap. 7th lap was the fastest one there. And then you can select it. and you get this view. So it's pretty nice. You have a full satellite image. You can see with indicators, braking acceleration forces in green and red. Here we have now braking forces, right, in red, and in green acceleration forces, so you can see how long you spend on what. So as you change here in the graph, you can see the different factors: speed, acceleration, lateral acceleration, and also lean angle. Lean angle, of course, is not super accurate, right? Like here we can see roughly 50 degrees. Keep in mind, right, it's only this device, so it will be not 100% accurate on what your bike actually is doing at the moment, but it's pretty close, so you will still see probably within a couple of degrees closeness of what's really going on. Now you can also compare laps here, and that is quite neat. You can even choose from a leaderboard. So here's the leaderboard right now for Thunder East. You see a lot of people are not using it, and if you download the app, you can also compare yourself against me. I'm Mono 67 there, but I'm going to go against the fastest guy, and then we have 2 dots on there. And with that, you can see where you make the time or you lose it. So pretty nice feature, right? You can go in every corner, but I think the best part is actually when you go into this view. And with this view, you can really see the lines. Keep in mind the GPS information. Some devices won't be so accurate. By the way, this app also supports GoPro, but I've only tried it out with the Solo, and I think some other devices as well. But yeah, so you can see lines, and you can also then play here the lap, and you can really see how people take different lines and where they make the time. So you can compare it against your own laps or against people's laps from leader time. Keep in mind, different devices, different setups, the GPS will have different quality, but you can see really differences, line choices, and right, that goes through the dirt, so that's obviously not accurate. To actually see them race, you need to separate them here, and then you can see them go against each other. You can see the red dot is quite behind, catching up to the blue dot now. So red dot is much faster in this infield section, now has a little bit of a lead. Stretched out the lead a little bit in that corner, braking much later than the blue dot, and has quite a lead by now. And yeah, and with that you can really analyze where you're losing time, where you're gaining time. So quite a neat feature. Then you can also have here the leaderboard. So for different racetracks, right, in different configurations. This is Thunder Hill East, this is Thunder Hill West. Then you can track your sessions here. You can also add and delete some. And yeah, then you have settings. And that's really it. So quite simple app, but I think it really helps to get the data out of the Solo 2 onto the iPhone and then directly compare it against your own laps or compare it against other people that you want to see where they are making time. So I think very useful app for me to just see where are you progressing, where are you losing some time, and then you can go out in the next session and try to fix that sector. So yeah, I will use this tool to really pinpoint where I'm losing time and then trying to fix that and focus on those areas. So neat tool, works really smooth. 2 downsides I think is you need cloud connectivity to process new sessions, and you have to pay $9 a month. Not a great deal, right, in the grand scheme of track days because they're so expensive anyway. But if the makers of this video are watching, would be nice if you maybe lower this price a little bit so that more people can use this. Overall, I think a very smooth tool, just by like internet connection and price are a little bit downsides of this, but if this tool is for you, give it a like and subscribe. I'm definitely going to use it on my next track days. I hope this was helpful. Thank you very much and goodbye.